Hi Leo, I love you, honey. So it's going to be a general reading. Will not resonate with everyone. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Let's see. Thank you so much for being here, Leo. I couldn't do this without you. For the Leos that watch this channel, let's see. Holy angels, Holy spirits, to the divine above, angels and ancestor gods, for the Leos that watch this channel. Woo. My goodness. Well, one or two of you could be struggling with who your mother is. The Queen of Pentacles is an ex, a mother figure, somebody you look up to, somebody very independent. Boundaries, motherly boundaries, or reconsidering long-term contracts. Somebody's saying, sorry, but I gotta go. Because wherever you are leaving from, you have no support there. You feel like there's no foundation. Let's see. Where's this reading going to start? Knight of Cups, Pisces energy. Oh, spiritual friends. Divine friends. A friend in Jesus. Oh. You have a friend in me. What's the challenge? Well, the challenge is already the Tower. After a Tower, boundaries had to be set. You're reconsidering some sort of shocking revelation, something that happened quick, something that you wasn't ready for. It helped you dot that I. Like, you're making sure it's dark enough where they can be seen. It's like a point being crossed. You made a point, and you had to do it quick. But really, you understand now that this was a divine tower. You trusted the boundaries. You trusted the reconsideration where you was. Foundation. Well, 10 swords. You know, 10 swords is the minor arcana for the Tower. Oh my gosh. 10 cups. Once you've been broken by family, who else is going to fuck with you? Oh no. Recent past, the moon. Leo, don't worry. I won't tell you secrets. I won't. Let's see. Top of the spread. You're justifying a blockage. Or somebody probably put you on the back burner and that's where you want to be left. If they turn their back on you, you want them to keep their back turned. What's coming in? 6 cups. Could be a soulmate from the past. Oh. Honey, you have an emotional offer from a soulmate. Soul trap. Let's see. Internal energy. Truth out. 4 of Swords in reverse. You know you're not blocked. This 3 swords is up. You've recovered from being heartbroken. Yeah, because you connected to the divine himself. You are plugged. If you got a green light, if you ever try to connect to the divine and you see that green light, yes, you're plugged. External. King of Wands. Oh, King of Swords. You could have a masculine having to strategically ascend because he needs to stop supporting challenges, conflicts, drama. Could be drama with one person or just competition altogether. What's the main aspect or the advice in this reading? Stand your ground. 5 Wands. Making a stand for your abundance. Stand up for what you deserve. Potential outcome to clarify. You're manifesting. Oh, you're manifesting to communicate where you're going because you feel ignored emotionally and you want to initiate something more interesting. You're looking for something more interesting than what you have now. What is the potential outcome to clarify? Now we're coming in the Page of Pentacles. Wanting a second chance and divine timing for Destified Twin. You want to be comfortable with a change and a turning point in divine timing when it's when it's time to have a second chance. You want to be comfortable giving it to them. Well, no doubt about it. The divine does too. Let's check it out. So where your reading is going to start is the Hierophant and the Knight of Cups. Where is the Divine Feminine? It's not what she wished for. King of Cups is in reverse. He doesn't love himself. It's a karmic. So there's 9 swords and 9 cups and the King of Wands. She says, oh no. You had 9 cups, 9 wands, 9 swords. And there's that 9 swords back there. So one of you are secretly in distress. Stress, anxiety, sleepless nights. You know why? Because you know the truth. 10 swords to the 9 swords, you took the truth away. 4 of swords in reverse, because you know the truth. Because your intuition told you. Oh. Okay, so let's clarify the external in this reading. So if Leo is sitting at the Hierophant and the Knight of Cups, spiritual friend, spiritual lesson friend, a friend that would have helped them with the spiritual lesson. What's the external energy? Pisces and Taurus energy? Well, there's your soulmate. 2 cups. Page of Wands. You do have someone interested in you. And they're not just interested emotionally, they're interested maybe sexually. Well, I'll tell you, the Leos on this channel will have a problem with that. If you have ascended, the Leos on this channel will have a problem with that. Whether you're a man or a woman, you have a problem with that. What's the challenge? The Tower and the 9 Wands. Reconsidering the boundaries have been challenged. Damn. What's in the Tower? Judgment. It wasn't you they were challenging. It was the divine. Whoever this is like, you know what? Fuck it. Just go ahead and let it go. Because one of you lit a candle. You have the Tower and the Star. Hope, faith, balance, renewal after everything fucks up. And there goes the Chariot. You have the Judgment Cross, and the Judgment Cross is on the front of the Chariot. Oh my gosh. With the Hermit, and that Star is right there. This caused an independent soul reflection, but separate. Something happened between you two, and it just blew up. And it's almost like you didn't see it coming. But without the Star, you wouldn't have seen the truth. Reconsidering the judgment. It's like you quickly found out the truth because the divine showed you truth. Look at the major arcanas. Nobody here on earth told you. The challenge is you know the divine law. You understand karma. So the same thing had to happen to someone else so they can understand like you did. Somebody did that breaker 19 calling on the divine. Father, can you hear me? Shockingly calling for judgment to move forward with truth. Wheel of Fortune's in reverse. That's a karmic cycle. 7 Pentacles. It's a divine timing karmic cycle. Could actually be a 7-year cycle. 7 Pentacles. What's the 7-year cycle? Looking for his Empress and getting those broken ones. Curious on when to come together in the ending of the cycle. Well, it's going to take a spiritual reflection because that's the conflict. Whoever this person is confusing themselves. Let me tell you something. The less you think, the better off you'll be. Yeah. Whoever it is need to stop it now, because they're just going to cause themselves more ruckus, because they have all kinds of 5D cards in the challenge. We're clarifying the external energy for you. You draw the line after this tower hit. And this person knows that. What line did Leo draw? The Empress is in reverse, and she flipped the Emperor right back. She said, right back at you, bitch. Ace of Swords. She come at him with truth, nothing but truth will help you guys. Or she is clear that this is not her masculine. Or her masculine is just not ready, or her masculine's kindness is being taken for his weakness. And he don't know. That's what's stressing her. She's like, oh no. So at the bottom of this spread, I am going to clarify feminine and masculine. Let's see where you guys are. This is the 10 swords, 10 cups. Your emotions being defeated, depleted by family, by people that you hold up, maybe make you used to feel like family. But you're at a dead end here. You got a sword for every cup. Where's the feminine foundation? She's not changing. Secretly. She didn't transit secretly. Yeah, she opened it up. That's the new perspective of the passive interest. She doesn't care what people think about what she's interested in. Okay. Indeed. What about the divine masculine? Well, there's another sword. King of Pentacles is the Taurus energy. So, to have a clear follow-through, being clearly committed. All right. Well, honey, this masculine is actually analyzing the comfortability of soul reflections. Is like your face didn't know each other, but your souls did. So through this is what they're going to do. They are actually manifesting through the emotional confusion, clarity on what to follow through with. So this masculine, they feel undermined and drained, but it's what they're worried about. They're worried about not following through with the law of man. Which law of man do they think they need to be following? Law of the universe ain't got nothing on man. Yeah. Need to bring out the secrets. Soulmates. No longer keeping a soulmate a secret. Hold. Alone. That is a low vibing secret hold. Somebody purposely doing it. Yeah, put that tower on the devil at boom shakalaka. On the dark side, alone for the Emperor. The Emperor's got to put the devil in his place. He's got to actually put the devil, these low vibing energies, they got to actually tell them where to go. To start off with it would be to go screw themselves. Goodness. But masculine, there's one thing you don't know. You could have committed to something, truly committed to something, but you committed to it while being emotionally confused. When you manifest in emotional confusion, you're going to be brought the lesson to fix the confusion. What's the lesson that was brought? What's the lesson that was brought to this masculine? The feminine, she knows the truth. She's not changing. It's not her transition. His low vibes. When he's heartbroken, he needs to learn. He needs to learn how to drink his own water instead of asking people for cups of poison. That could have happened at least 3 years ago. Started 3 years ago. You're no longer. If somebody said, "Hey, I love you," you're not. You're gonna automatically. Oh my God, that motherfucker's just really in love with me. Always remember, there's a difference between loving someone and being in love with someone. That is two different meanings. The same thing is there's two different meanings to listening and hearing. You can listen to somebody all day, but hearing is a whole different perspective. Moving forward. In the recent past, what's that 9 swords? Yeah, the Queen of Wands. She knew the truth. Worried because it was secret. There were secrets, that's why they left you hanging. Honey, you have the moon and the sun there. That's the yin to the yang. Masculine to the feminine. What's the external for that Queen of Wands? Hangman. See, the hangman carries the sun at the bottom because they're hung upside down, no support. So the masculine, he could be celebrating his riches. That's what the halt is from starting over. What's in the Four of Pentacles? There's a masculine here that's trying to take control. He's trying to take control of a situation he got himself into that he knows his higher self said, don't you fucking go in there. And he's like, dare me. And his higher self said, I dare you. And he's like, all right, here we go. And he went. It happened quick. Like on purpose. What happened quick? Codependency. Somebody was not single. The King of Swords, masculine Aquarius energy. There's a masculine here that is strategically thinking about the codependent part of either his self or something that made him think about being there. All of those false contracts. That's what he needs to free himself from. And that's exactly what's going to happen. And that's what the feminine knew. You know, and she knew it. You could have met each other 4 years ago, up to 4 to 5 years ago. At the top of this spread, we got this 4 of Pentacles and Justice. Justice, don't ever correct on earth what needs to be corrected in heaven. These scales are spiritually balanced scales. So is what you're doing, that 4 of Pentacles, you're like, wait a fucking minute. You are stepping back so the divine can balance those scales. That's when you're going to get the initiation from a soulmate. You're going to refresh emotions with somebody from the past or something. Where is Leo? Feminine, 4 Pentacles and Justice. Leo, feminine. 3 Wands. Yes. She's prepared for the lover's connection. She said, where you at? Where's the masculine? 4 Pentacles and Justice. Look. So he has the Empress. 4 Swords. He didn't know she was the Empress. The truth was hidden from him. Because he manifested through emotional confusion for the truth to follow through. You manifested with the wrong vibe, honey. A new perspective of the devil. Oh, 5 Swords. That's a new perspective on how you allow temptation to test your freedom when you go back to the struggle. Once you come out of a situation, you know, you can't heal in the same situation that broke you. You just can't. It's impossible. It's like you're going back there to give them another nail to put in your mentality. One of those swords that's stuck in your mentality, in your mind. Mercy. What is coming in for the reading? You could have a soulmate coming back in the Page of Cups. They could be wanting to refresh the emotions or maybe even say they're sorry. Who is this soulmate? 5 wands and the 8 wands. It's the one that I'm going to say it was a challenge to communicate with. That 5 wands, it looks like you stood up for yourself. Coming out with the 8 wands, it happened quick. That could have been what happened with the tower there, because you have 9 wands. And you took those 8 wands, took one of their wands, and left them with 5. Yeah, a whole new... That's what's being justified. So what's coming in is a spiritually balanced soulmate after they justify the struggle and priorities. So it's what they're actually struggling with. They're struggling with what should they do first? Why should they do that first? Is it going to cause them more karma? What's going to happen? Oh, man. Your internal energy, that 4 of Swords in reverse and the High Priestess, your intuition is unblocked and it looks like it's going full force. It looks like that you're actually sitting back and observing. You're not speaking up much, honey. Yes, you have the High Priestess, clarifying the High Priestess, my love, with the 6 of Swords, divinely guided to go somewhere. That 5 swords, you took the truth with you. You added a sword. You added a sword. 4 swords, 6 swords. You have your sword in theirs. Yeah, your intuition said get the fuck out of here. The 6 of swords and the 4 swords, that's going to be the 10 swords. Get it out of there before it drains your mentality. Leave behind. Oh, there's the initiate. You just initiated a twin. You sparked emotions with the twin flame. You lit their soul on fire is what you did. It was a connection that they've never felt before. What did this person feel that Leo doesn't know about? What did this person feel that Leo doesn't know about? Oh, look. They're ready. It's time to release the fucking devil. It's time to fix all of those false and fake fucking contracts. Allow me to grab another bundle. Leo, honey, is what you've done. You've given this person an ultimatum. They're trying to justify your ultimatum you've given them. That's justice and the 2 of Pentacles. So that's what we're going to coincide with this right here. Because in the end, in the outcome, you have that Page of Pentacles in the upright. That's a second chance to invest in a justified twin flame. Oh my gosh. What is the King of Wands and the King of Swords need to focus? Leo and Aquarius, you are opposites. Aries and Libra, you are opposites of this lifetime. Look at your birth chart. If you're born in August, you're going to have opposites. If you're born in January, these are still going to be the opposites. Let's clarify this external energy. What are they in strategic thought about through passion? They're passionate about finding the truth. Not only finding the truth, but the truth, spiritual ascension. The unending of sadness of looking back. Endless regret, obsessive grief, replaying the past, negative nostalgia. So they're no longer going to do that. The Artemis of the forest. You know about the Artemis library. Now you are independent and free. Honey, somebody has just released themselves. What did they actually release themselves from? All those fake contracts, you know, it takes more than a day. What did they actually release themselves from? You have the Hierophant and the High Priestess right here. So they're unemotionally fulfilled, lost, sad. They just feel alone emotionally. And that's when that Page of Cups has come in. That's what's coming in for your reading, Page of Cups and the 6 Cups. Look, they're sorry. They're actually telling the divine they're so sorry from walking away. They want to come together. 3 of Cups, yeah, with their love blessing. Oh my gosh. They want to come back together with the one that they ignored emotionally. Yeah, they got to come through the Father to get to you. The advice in this reading is stand up for what you believe in. Stand up for what you're worth. You got 10 Pentacles here. If your legacy, I fucking act like it. Where is the Divine Feminine? Queen of Pentacles. There could have been a feminine here that just now ended a long-term cycle, a cycle that they've been really, really committed to because of a child, because they were the protection of a child. Feminine. This could have started 10 years ago. What's more important? The interest of your children or money? What is the advice for this feminine? You have that Ace of Cups. And Temperance. Tempered love. Finding peace and contentment in your blessings. The divine is telling you you'll only find your peace and contentment in the cup they give you. And that's what you're reconsidering of the sun. You drew your boundaries. Your spiritual boundaries was drawn early. That's how they knew what to bring you, feminine. That's what they knew what you were looking for because you were straight. So where does that leave the masculine? 5 Wands, 10 Pentacles. He's coming out with 6 Wands and the Fool. A successful public recognition that he took a risk in a contract that was stressful. And the more responsibility he took, the more he got put on him. He knows public knows, because people might look at him weird. But he's also going to understand once he ascends, that once he gets off of that little wagon, the public's also going to understand why he's not there anymore. And the feminine could be saying, you end that cycle with that other woman and you might have a peaceful blessing. Woo! Who's the Queen of Pentacles? What the feminine talking about? Who is this Queen of Pentacles? Because you got the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords down here. You have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups after both. True love. Clarifying the blessing. Making sure that cup belongs to you. So who she is when it comes to the feminine, that's the judgment. The feminine has called for judgment. She said, burn that fucking shit down. 6 Cups. She called for judgment on a soulmate. She knows that she was treated unfair and unjust. And she couldn't fix it here on earth. Or she'd go to jail. Potential outcome, honey. It is an offer that's going to be given a second chance. You have the Page of Cups, the 6 Cups, the 4 of Cups, the 6 Cups. So you have somebody in the past that rejected your love before coming back right here. This is twin flame cycle. The Wheel of Fortune is a change, a turning point. Being comfortable in that. Happy life, happy home, even the dog eats good. What's the Wheel of Fortune? The King of Swords. An ascension that you don't have to reflect from. This is a masculine that is going to ascend so much he no longer needs to reflect on some things. Where is the divine feminine in the Wheel of Fortune and the 4 of Wands? Divine feminine. 9 Cups. Uh-oh. This is what she wishes for. She's heartbroken. Or she has a wish fulfillment that he gets his heart broken. What is your wish fulfillment, or feminine? Yeah, deception, interference of a hold. She wants him to understand how important it is to take responsibility and take credibility for what you fucked up. Masculine, where are you? The initiation and divine timing. The King of Cups, Scorpio energy, Sun in reverse. He didn't know. He's not going to understand. He's not going to be enlightened until he... What's the King of Cups? How's he going to get to the King of Cups energy? He's got to love himself. Confused on celebrating one's independent devil. You have overcome it. You have overcome a karmic challenge. It's your own independent devil. Stop thinking bad. It could be dirty money. Maybe the people that you come together with is confusing you. Where's the feminine there? 8 Swords, 3 Cups. Feminine. So this is a Leo, and then you have Cancer. You know, for someone to come at your level and master their independence, what do they got to do? They got to at least have 10 pentacles, because you're coming with 9, 8, and 6. This King of Wands at least has to have 10. 10 is legacy. So that way, they have to pass those 10 long-term tests. Those, it's like a spiritual essay test. You know, that test that you take off for all year, something like that, SAT, something, something, something. Independently mastering the level of Leo by controlling emotions. Who is the Queen of Cups to the feminine? She's unfocused. And that's the challenge of the contract. Ultimatum. Where's the masculine when it comes to this Queen of Cups? He's interested, but he's in a low vibe. Emotionally, to control his emotions, he's going to have to leave that hanging. Hang low. And leave it behind. Take those 5 swords with you. Those 5 swords that you're testing your mentality with, put those bitches in a boat. Take them far, far, far away. The Chariot, they want you to transition on where you go to find peace. Take your own fucking detour. Stop leaving crumbs to where they can find you. Chariot's got the Judgment cross. You go ahead and call for judgment on anything that's going to interfere with you transitioning. If you allow the divine to know where you're going, they'll be able to stop that 7 swords before you get to your crossroads. You know why? You got the 2 swords sitting in the back. Once you get rid of these 5 swords, your 2 swords will be focused on from the divine above. I love you guys. Ciao.